What if the only thing between you and the life you want is the way you see yourself right now? Not luck, not opportunity, not even the people around you, just the picture you hold in your own mind. If that picture is small, your life will be small. If that picture is weak, your actions will be weak. If that picture is strong, you will start to walk in strength. Most people live trapped inside their current self-image. They believe they are the person they have been up until now, and they never stop to ask, what if I can be more? I, Napoleon Hill, will tell you the truth most people never hear. You do not have to wait for proof to believe in yourself. Belief is not the reward. Belief is the starting point. Act like the person you want to be before you have the evidence, not because you are lying to yourself, but because you are training yourself. When you see yourself as strong, you begin to make strong choices. When you see yourself as a leader, you begin to speak like a leader. When you see yourself as a winner, you begin to do the things winners do, and little by little, those actions become your reality. Most people wait for permission. Permission from success. Permission from results. Permission from applause. But the leaders I have studied, the great builders, the ones who shape history, they give themselves permission. They walk into a room before they are ready. They speak before they are certain. They move before the path is clear. They understand something you must understand. If you wait until you are ready, you will be waiting for the rest of your life. The mind is a builder. It builds your future from the blueprint you give it today. If your blueprint is filled with hesitation, your future will be filled with mischances. If your blueprint is filled with doubt, your future will be filled with limits. But if your blueprint is filled with victory, your future will be built on victory. Ask yourself right now, how would I think if I were already successful? How would I stand? How would I speak? How would I walk into the day? And then do that. Even if your hands shake, even if your voice trembles, even if the world still sees you as the old version of you. Because here is the truth, they will not see you as great until you see yourself as great. I have watched people transform faster than they ever believed possible, not because the world changed, but because they changed how they saw themselves. They walked differently. They made different choices. They demanded more from themselves, and in time, the world adjusted to match their new image. It is not pretending, it is preparing. A seed is not pretending to be a tree when it grows roots. It is getting ready to be what it was meant to be. You are not pretending when you act like the person you want to become. You are building the roots of your future self. If you see yourself as broke, your decisions will keep you broke. If you see yourself as unlucky, you will keep finding reasons to stay unlucky. If you see yourself as weak, you will keep proving yourself, right? But the moment you change the way you see yourself, you give your mind new instructions. Your brain begins to look for ways to match the picture. It will notice opportunities it ignored before. It will think thoughts it never considered before, because the mind always works to prove itself right. That is why you must give it the right image to work with. See yourself as the leader. See yourself as the one who wins. See yourself as the one who rises no matter how heavy life gets. Do not wait for someone to tell you it's time. Do not wait for the world to agree with you. Do not wait for perfect circumstances. The great leaders, the builders, the creators, they all began before they were ready. They looked at the future they wanted, and they began to live it today. Do you understand what that means? It means your life can begin to change right now. You do not need to move cities. You do not need a new job this second. You do not need the approval of the people who doubt you. You only need to change the way you see yourself. If you woke up tomorrow as the person you dream of becoming, would you hide? Would you waste time? Would you keep apologizing for taking up space, or would you stand taller? Would you speak with conviction? Would you move with a purpose that cannot be shaken? Then start now. When you decide who you are, you stop letting the world decide for you. When you carry yourself like a leader, people begin to treat you like one. When you speak like a winner, people begin to listen to you like one. Do not misunderstand me. This is not magic. This is not wishing. This is the science of the mind, and I have seen it work in every life that applies it. Your habits follow your self-image. Your discipline follows your self-image. Your results follow your self-image. If you want to change the result, change the image, and change it now. I have studied the wealthy. I have studied the leaders. I have studied the ones who rise from nothing, and I will tell you what they all had in common. They saw themselves as capable before the world did. They believed they could win before they had won. They lived with a standard before they had the success to match it. They acted as if their future was certain, and in time it became certain. So I ask you, what image are you building right now? An image of doubt, an image of waiting, an image of one day, or an image of victory? See it, hold it, live it, because the way you see yourself right now is the foundation of the life you will have tomorrow. Do not shrink to fit into the life you have. Expand to fit into the life you want. It begins today. It begins with you, and it begins in your mind. I, Napoleon Hill, have seen it too many times to doubt it. Change the image. Change the life. What if the only thing between you and the life you want is the way you see yourself right now? Not luck, not talent, not even the people around you, just the picture you carry in your own mind. If that picture is small, your life will be small. If that picture is weak, your actions will be weak. If that picture is strong, you will start to walk in strength. Most people never question their self-image. They live inside the identity the past gave them. They wear it like an old coat, even when it no longer fits. I, Napoleon Hill, will tell you something you must never forget. You do not need proof to believe in yourself. Belief is not a prize you earn. It is the starting tool you use. Act like the person you want to be before you have the evidence. Not to lie to yourself, but to train yourself. When you see yourself as strong, you begin to make strong choices. When you see yourself as a leader, you begin to speak like a leader. When you see yourself as a winner, you begin to do the things winners do. And over time, those actions become your truth. But here is what most do. They wait. They wait for results before they believe. They wait for applause before they act. They wait for perfect timing that never comes. The leaders I studied, the ones who shape industries, the ones who move nations, they gave themselves permission. First, they walked into rooms before they felt ready. They spoke before they had certainty. They moved before the road was clear. They understood this. If you wait to be ready, you will still be waiting when your life is over. Your mind is a builder. It builds from the blueprint you give it today. If your blueprint is filled with hesitation, you will build a life of missed chances. If your blueprint is filled with fear, you will build walls instead of doors. But if your blueprint is filled with victory, your life will be built on victory. Right now, ask yourself, how would I think if I had already won? How would I walk if I already knew my value? How would I speak if I knew my voice mattered? How would I work if I believed the result was certain? Then, start doing that, even if your hands shake, even if your voice trembles, even if no one around you believes in you yet. Because here is the truth: they will not believe in you until you believe in yourself. I have watched men rise from poverty to wealth faster than they ever imagined. I have watched women go from invisible to unstoppable, and the turning point was never luck. It was always the way they saw themselves. They made one decision: I will live as the person I am becoming, not the person I have been. And the world adjusted to match their new image. This is not pretending. This is preparing. A seed is not pretending to be a tree when it grows roots. It is becoming what it was meant to be. You are not pretending when you act like the person you want to be. You are building the roots of your future self. If you see yourself as broke, you will make choices that keep you broke. If you see yourself as unlucky, you will avoid opportunities that could prove you wrong. If you see yourself as unworthy, you will reject the good that comes to you. But if you see yourself as capable, you will begin to take capable actions. If you see yourself as valuable, you will start to protect your time and energy. If you see yourself as a leader, you will naturally influence those around you. The mind always works to prove itself right. Give it the right truth to prove. See yourself as the leader. See yourself as the winner. See yourself as the one who gets up, no matter how heavy life gets. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's your time. Stop waiting for perfect. Stop waiting for the door to open. Great leaders kicked the door down. They started where they were. They used what they had. They built while they walked. You can begin the same way. Your life can start changing now. You do not need to move cities. You do not need to quit everything tomorrow. You do not need the approval of doubters. You only need to change the way you see yourself.